beginning of the club. The club was originally operated by a consortium of business people and a few members, but generally the operation of the club was run by some insurance guys, some investment guys, and some decent people, and they ran the club. And one of the businesses started selling some junk bonds and got into some trouble, and some people lost some money, and the club lost a bunch of membership. And the same thing happened, by the way, to Chiang Expats Club, but same folks. And this was 6 or 7 years ago. And so due to these unfortunate business practices, one of the few board members who was actually a member of the club was Nancy Lindley. I hope Nancy's here today. Nancy, are you here? Okay, here she is. Nancy sort of took over and grabbed a couple of board members that she could trust, and she restored the confidence of the club and rebuilt our reputation, because it was really bad. I mean, you saw something about us. There was articles in City Life, there was articles in the paper about this big scandal, and it took a long time. She formalized processes for managing the club's business for the first time. We actually have a financial accounting system. We have an accountant and a lawyer. We're almost like a business. But she introduced the club's financial reporting to allow scrutiny for the first time, to allow us to be open and frank with everyone. She added events like a very successful Christmas luncheon that we're still doing today. She did a movie and a meal, and we just had a lot of fun one day warming down and watching the guy land the plane on the Hudson River and having a little food. She conducted the first comprehensive guided efforts to our first comprehensive survey of the membership, which has actually guided the board over the last 5 or 6 years about the things that membership wanted. The list of changes and accomplishments is not time for a complete review, but this is no understatement. Nancy Lindley and her team saved this organization from insolvency. There's just absolutely no doubt in my mind that is a fact. Nancy and Roger. This is just a fact. If it hadn't been for Nancy's leadership and her team that she brought together, this club wouldn't exist today. There's absolutely no question about that. And then Nancy and Roger were going to run off to Malaysia and play around on the beaches and stuff. And they actually had some tax things or something around there. Anyway, it didn't work out. She's staying busy. She's running a lot of health care, a lot of vet care, and she's on the Rotary board, and she stays real busy, and she helps us a lot. I know I call her from time to time to get some advice about things that we shouldn't be doing. And her treasurer, Daryl Jones, took over the position after Nancy left. Daryl led the club through a management change. Daryl led the club to change in our management system to a committee-based management that allowed us much more activities to occur within the club. He formed an executive committee to manage the day-to-day activities while operating and reporting to the board of directors. Club activities were greatly expanded by annual dance, a social hour, and an annual picnic. Due to the committee management and the strong chairs, our sponsorship dramatically grew. He established a donation committee which formalized and made our donation process more stable. He established a formal special events and venue committee which planned all of our new events and selected our venues for the various club events. He established programs which managed fantastic general meeting presentations that we've had over the last few years. Under Daryl's leadership, the club's finances became strong enough to fund both a robust member events program and a dynamic donation process, helping hundreds of disadvantaged in our immediate area. We broke $1 million baht in total revenue for the first time. In general, the club's management became more organized, and we started to form an administrative perspective. We began to operate the club like a small business, which led to significant improvements in operational efficiencies. Daryl served his 2 years, and Mr. Johnson, our current president, came on board, as you know, this January. And Well, of course, the most notable contribution of Les is the addition of the comedy portion to the GMs. He always amuses himself, and from time to time, he actually amuses us. All right, slide. I'll follow directions very well, do I?
Never have.
I know. Anyway, events have reached an all-time high and they continue to grow. You're going to hear about wine tastings, trivia nights, and some more movie days. Group tours are on the horizon. You're going to see some of them in the first quarter of next year. The donation is more effective than ever, with committee members regularly visiting the charities that we support. Laura actually went out and spent the night on the floor of HUD in an orphanage that took care of mamas that had AIDS, trying to make sure that their babies don't get AIDS. She actually went out there and slept on the floor, but we visited 4 or 5 other places, and we continue to try to go to every place that we donate money to make sure that we're getting something, that our money's being spent well, and we really feel like it is now. We're doing well with it. For the first time, we've established a working relationship with local and regional Thai governments. We actually have a give and take with local parts of the Thai government. There's people that take our phone calls. And in large part, Les is completely responsible for that. We have established a solid relationship with the consulates and the consul generals of the various governments. And for the first time, we have personnel from the diplomatic community actively working in the club and attending our events. This is the first time that's ever happened. Sponsorships have grown and flourished as we have a record 42, and he informed me before he left, a 43rd sponsor coming in this week, offering great benefits and discounts to our members. So under each one of these administrations, they have taken the club, and it's grown and grown and grown. Each president has taken what the last president left him, and it grew and it grew. And it's not just the presidents, but it's the folks that work with them. I'm just going to talk about a few. Is Evelyn here? Evelyn Willie? Evelyn was a board member my last year in 2016, and she ended up becoming the president of Swiss Lana Society. So she left our board, but she's still been a valuable counsel. She was the lady that did our luncheons, our Christmas luncheons. And, well, they told me all of a sudden it was my job to do a Christmas luncheon. I'm like, so I called her, and now we work together regularly about helping each other with various events. Well, I guess she trained me. We had a lady named Pamela Manning. She's an Australian woman, former primary school principal, and she formed the welcoming committee, that thing that happens at the breakfast. We have lots and lots of complaints about we were kind of cold and a cliquish little group. And Pam put this thing together, and it's been probably one of the most successful programs we've ever had. I'm one of the hosts. I sit at the table and chat with the new folks, and there's not a meeting that goes by that somebody doesn't come up and say, "Hi, I know you don't remember me, but last February I sat at your table, and you helped us so much." And so this is an incredible thing that Pam did. Janet Greenleaf has been in the country a long time, and she established and ran our OGAs for the outside group activities for a long time. Sally Barker was only on the board for a little over a year. She was from the UK. She was a swimming instructor and CPR coach. But she took our sponsorships 2 years ago to the first time that we broke $1 million baht in revenues. So each one of these individuals have added so much to the value of the club. We've had teachers, lawyers, a clinical psychologist, an undercover cop. You're busted, baby. An embassy security official, a landscape architect, school principals, clothing manufacturers, a swimming coach, a couple of CEOs, an oral surgeon. We've got Americans, Brits, Aussies, Canadians, Swedes, Thais, Swiss, Australians, Indians, and our board members come from all corners of the world and all walks of life. Now that I've gone through all of that, my message to you is we need you. I got involved in the board in 2016 after Nancy knew she was leaving, and she'd been running the club for a couple years, and she was losing a lot of board members. we were having a very difficult time getting folks to come on and participate. And I answered Nancy's letter. I said, I don't really know what I can do for you. And then the next meeting I got there and I was the treasurer. I said, but I can't count. He said, we'll teach you. But the club doesn't work on its own. Board members have always been very difficult to get. And, you know, I know that a lot of us have the attitude that, you know, I'm retired. I don't really want to do this stuff anymore. But I'll tell you what, it's very rewarding, especially the committee work. I'm privileged to serve on 3 committees, and one of them is donations, and that's the most rewarding thing you ever see. I mean, we're in a car driving away from this orphanage, and 4 of us are crying. There's just crazy good things happen out there, and the events people, the folks that are sitting here planning these meetings and planning your dinners and your dances, but this really is an opportunity for everybody to come and get involved. As far as the commitment goes, generally there's 11 board meetings a year. There's not one in April, and they last about an hour and a half long, and then they generally have lunch. You're expected to serve on a committee and hopefully chair one of the committees. And depending on your committee, there's more or less time. If you're on events, this time of the year is a busy time. There's a lot of events going on, but in March you don't have to do much. And then you are expected to come to most of our events and help out. You see most of the board members try to do that. So we're looking for high energy folks that want to get involved with the club. It's the members of our community in general. We want glass half full thinkers. We want creative, innovative thinkers that want to add value. I want you to see any board member that's here, but particularly David, would you stand up? Laura, Brian, are you back there, Brian? Okay, and myself. We're going to be hosting a breakfast at Gymkhana. I cannot walk and shoot guns at the same time. We're going to have a breakfast for any of those of you interested and your spouses on the 30th at 9 a.m. at Gymkhana Golf Club. If you have any interest at all in being a member of a committee, being on the board of directors, being a chairman, and you know, there's some folks that help at only one single event, and that's what they do. I mean, Charles out here, he collects money at this event every day, and that's what he does. That's what he contributes. And we've got folks that travel a lot that are only here 6 months. But this club doesn't run without you.
Is the breakfast free?
The breakfast is in fact not free, but you don't have to pay for it. The club is less is paying for it. So, if you have any interest at all in helping us out, we really need to get some high energy folks involved. See one of the board members, or you can send an email to info@ChiangMaiExpatsClub.com and you can contact us. But we really would like to talk to some people. Any questions about this? It's a beautiful golf course that we're having a breakfast. No questions?
And the next slide has emails.
Okay, how many of you guys think that our current president, Les Johnson, is doing a real good job for us? Yeah. Sometimes I think these leadership roles, and I've talked to the other past presidents, and sometimes they get the feeling the same way, but you know what? This is his email, president@ChiangMaiExpatsClub.com. Tell him you want him to 4 more years of Les. 4 more. Oh, we'll have to make him a poster of some sort. And if you wouldn't mind copying me on, I would appreciate it. But if you think he's done a good job and you'd like for him to stay, he needs to hear that from you. I know I certainly would like him to serve another year, and he's contemplating. So I'm hoping that about 100 of you will, at least send 2 emails each. and will inundate him into blackmailing him into staying. All right. Let me cover some of that stuff.